The Supreme Court of India recently delivered a significant ruling on motor accident claims. This decision has sent ripples through the legal system. It impacts victims, lawyers, and insurance companies alike. The ruling clarifies the powers of different courts in handling these cases. It underscores the importance of a fair and independent judiciary. Motor accident claims are a common legal battleground. They involve seeking compensation for injuries or death caused by vehicle accidents. The Supreme Court's ruling provides crucial guidance on how these cases should be handled. It emphasizes the need for a case-by-case approach, ensuring justice for all parties involved. This essay delves into the details of the Supreme Court's ruling. It explains the background of motor accident claims and the relevant legal framework. We will analyze the court's decision and its implications for different stakeholders. This ruling is a landmark moment in Indian jurisprudence. It reaffirms the principles of fairness and equity in seeking justice for victims of motor vehicle accidents. Motor accident claims arise when someone is injured or killed in a road accident. Victims or their families can seek compensation for their losses. These losses can include medical expenses, lost income, and pain and suffering. The Motor Accidents Claims Tribunal, or MACT, is a specialized court that handles these cases. The MACT was established to provide a quick and efficient way to resolve motor accident claims. It aims to provide fair compensation to victims or their families. The tribunal considers various factors when determining compensation. These factors include the severity of the injuries, the victim's age and income, and the circumstances of the accident. The MACT's decisions are legally binding. They can be appealed to higher courts. The Supreme Court's recent ruling has provided crucial guidance on the MACT's powers and limitations. This guidance is essential for ensuring that the MACT operates fairly and effectively. The Supreme Court's recent ruling involved guidelines issued by the State Legal Services Authority. These guidelines aim to standardize compensation in motor accident cases. However, the Supreme Court ruled that these guidelines are not binding on the High Courts or the MACT. The case before the Supreme Court involved a dispute over the compensation awarded in a motor accident case. The claimant argued that the MACT had not followed the State Legal Services Authority's guidelines. The Supreme Court disagreed, stating that the guidelines were merely advisory. This ruling has significant implications for how motor accident claims are handled in India. It emphasizes the need for a flexible and individualized approach to determining compensation. The Supreme Court's decision ensures that each case is judged on its own merits, considering the unique circumstances involved. The Supreme Court emphasized that the guidelines issued by the State Legal Services Authority were not intended to be mandatory. These guidelines, while helpful, should not restrict the discretion of judges in deciding compensation on a case-by-case basis. The court highlighted the importance of considering various factors when determining compensation. These factors include the victim's age, income, and future prospects. The court stressed that a rigid application of guidelines could lead to injustice in certain cases. By clarifying that the guidelines are advisory, the Supreme Court has reinforced the importance of judicial discretion. This discretion allows judges to consider the specific circumstances of each case and award compensation that is fair and just.